But you're doing very well. You're I think, the most successful in terms of a solo career after the band, aren't you?
I'm proud to say that I'm the only one that's got the original record contract, which in this day and age, you know how fickle this industry is.
Yeah.
So having still my record deal, I'm so proud of that.
The same deal that you signed
same
from the
deal,
minute
they
you
still
went
got
solo.
me. It's a great relationship I have with them, and you know, I still have a career. I'm on my 3rd solo album, which is amazing.
But now, don't take this the wrong way, but I would have thought people probably thought that you weren't the most likely to succeed on your own.
Don't you just love that?
After 2 successful album eras, Geri would take a 4-year hiatus before releasing her 3rd record. This time around, the sound of the material would differ greatly, featuring more dance and electro-pop sounds as well as ballads and jazz numbers. With her stating the album to be a development for her as both a vocalist and songwriter, let's uncover all there is to know about Geri Halliwell's passion and beyond.
What was your biggest inspiration during the production of Passion? You've said it's taken 4 years to make the album, but what made you decide to make a comeback in the music industry?
It's funny, everyone always talks about comebacks. I just think, well, you know, I think the music keeps me going, because I have to say the music industry is really hard. I find it so difficult dealing with just the business side of it and the media side of it. I really don't like it. But the music side of it, I love it, and it keeps me going. I find it really empowering, and so that really is the passion behind it. That's the inspiration, is that the love of music. It always has been, and it's always been my great escape, always, since I was a child. It's so real to me.
Have you had nodules on your throat as well?
Yeah, I hadn't, throughout, you know, my career, I always had like a couple on there, and I was smoking.
Right.
And and I quit, thank God, I quit, and then I had them removed.
Right.
And since then I can sing better, you know, it's just totally changed.
So have you been going back to singing lessons again?
Yeah, I've had to you'll hear it on my new album, the difference in my voice is like, you can really tell.
Geri began writing and recording songs for her 3rd studio album not long after promotion for Scream If You Wanna Go Faster had ended. Much of the material for the new record was recorded between 2001 and 2004 with a number of producers. Geri had also wanted to record the track Some Girls, written by Richard X and Hannah Robinson, for the album, but the track was instead passed to Rachel Stevens. Additional tracks would be written for the album alongside Hannah Robinson, as well as writers and producers such as Ian Masterson and Guy Chambers.
Young buddy, yeah, let it rock, let it roll, let it go.
Got it?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it? Love it?
Yeah. Now make it sound like a hit record.
Yeah, now make it sound good.
We'll be back
Put
tomorrow.
it through your machine, make it sound good. actually, it's him that sung all my records, and then we just...
Yeah, we pitch it up.
And then we pitch it up.
Initially, the album was said to be influenced by disco and electro pop, including tracks such as Set Me Off, Turn It On, Disco Sister, and a cover version of 100% Pure Love, a song recorded by American singer-songwriter Crystal Waters from her 2nd studio album Storyteller from 1994. 100% Pure Love was initially intended to become the lead single from the album, with the album title being named after the track Disco Sister, before plans for the record shifted.
What happened to the song 100% Pure Love?
Do you know, my A&R man found me that song, and it's obviously, it would be a cover, and it was out 10 years ago, and it was very big in America. And I got my A&R man, Chris Briggs. He's fantastic. He's been with me from the beginning of my solo career. He does me and Robbie Williams. And he found me this song, and I really loved it. And I said, well, I just want to rework it a little bit, like make it my own, like with the verses. And it was going to be the first single. and we got some great producer on it, and it really fattened it up. But then and then we kind of missed the slot for the summer. I started rehearsing it, and I just felt like, I suddenly just thought, you know what, I just want to do something different. I just didn't feel right. I don't know why. And I've always tried and go with my gut with it. And maybe I just didn't want to do a cover, I can't remember. But do you like it?
It's good, yeah. You should have done the B-side.
Okay. Maybe I still can.
Okay.
There you go. Why I think I have survived in this really, really hard industry is because I think that I love it. I absolutely love what I do. I would never expect any of you to go out and flog something that I didn't love myself. I've been doing this for like just 10 years now, and in my experience, I cannot do this without you. Every single person in this room is absolutely critical to the success of this album. You all have a part to play, and in my experience, and that's all I have to give you, is that if one person it's like a cog, a machine, if one is out, then it can be the difference between, you know, having a #1 record or not.
Get into my groove in time with my body instead. And when the bass kicks in, I can feel my song beginning. It's a groovy kind of high, 'cause you're the only one who can pump it loud the way I like. You're a DJ on a song, take me out and turn me on, let yourself go. Feeling kinda tacky, do you wanna find out what you can do for me? Ooh, baby, I want your hot action. Ooh, baby, I love who you are. Ooh, baby, I want some reaction. Be my superstar.
Okay, Superstar. It's so much fun talking about my music, actually. This is the first interview I've ever. This is the first time I've ever talked about my music. So it's really nice and refreshing. Superstar, again, was one of the first songs written out in Los Angeles with me and Guy Chambers. Now, and it was our getting to know you kind of song. And I think we wrote that one before Loving Me Back to Life. I think we did. And it was up, you know, in this little studio up in, you know, on Mulholland in Hollywood. And in this particular circumstance, I was stepping into his imagination. And, you know, although I rewrote the lyrics again, I updated them, you know, a month ago when I re-sang it, because I kind of wanted to make it even clearer what we were singing about. And it's it's very tongue-in-cheek. You know, it goes, a little bit of something on a badass day can help me ease my mind. It's saying, come on, let's go and get some celebrity. We're bored. You know, let's go get a celebrity. Let's go and get some VIP treatment. Come on, honey, be my superstar. Ooh, baby, I want your hot action. It's kind of Pulp Fiction cheese. There's certain, I don't know if people understand it with me when I'm being, you know, if you watch the movie Pulp Fiction, it's, you know, he talks about cheese royale, good cheese. That song is Pulp Fiction, good cheese. ¿Dónde está el hombre con fuego en la sangre? want to sing and do that. I don't want to deal with anything else. The rest of it's just getting on my nerves.
What's the rest of it?
I just getting up early and doing GMTV and doing interviews and dealing with politics and getting things organised just for those bloody few minutes to be able to sing and perform. Just all that energy that goes, do I have to pay for that person to do this? And it's costing me so much money to put on this performance. Do you know what I mean? To allow me to be the performer and to express myself, you know, and singing with those guys in my front room just gave me the best pleasure. Do you know what I mean? That was it. I might as well that's it. Maybe I should just pay them once a week to do it, and then that'll be fine. I don't need to go out there and... I feel like I'm developing into a singer and an artist, and I don't want to have to deal with a fucking load of shit that comes with it. They started choreographing me for 100%, the other song, and I was doing it, I was thinking, actually, I just don't want to be like everybody else that goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, here, put me in the sausage machine. I went, do you know what, this is not working for me. So I want to do something just that I feel. I think that's far more expressive. So I went, don't teach me any choreography, I'm just going to work something out myself.
He gets jiggy with it here, but all I wanna do is vogue. But all I wanna do is vogue. Vogue, so hold it, just a little, milk it a little bit. Vogue. So all I wanna do is vogue. Wanna make some music to take me in and out of my head. Get into my groove in time with my body instead. And when the bass kicks in, I can feel my song beginning. Boy, your loving gets me high, 'cause you're the only one who can bump it loud the way I like. You're the DJ of the song, take me out and turn me on.
I don't want to see one yawn, Rob.
Are you tired?
Yes, and you're not allowed to be.
Has it been a bit of a tiring couple of days?
Yes. So it'll make me terribly angry to see you yawning. You've got no excuse. You should be fresh as an effing daisy, mate.
So what's the idea behind the actual video?
It's just me. It's just all about me. That's the idea. Me. There is no intelligent concept behind this one. I'm not going to pretend there is. It's just me being me. No, there is actually. Okay, I think it's almost like anything is possible, just ride it. Like you've got to, I'm going to be every girl. You're going to see tennis girl, roller girl, baby girl. Like there is, I'm encapsulating every single kind of woman there is. It's true.
What's this woman?
Okay. This one is busted. I'm busted brown. I hate myself to wreck, but I feel like I've got to apologise for. I'm sorry that I was moving with you this morning. I wasn't moving to you, Susie. Apology.
video, it's just me being me. It's just very Geri. My videos will just reflect what I feel at the moment, do you know what I mean? If I feel like doing something a bit, you know, fruity or a bit sporty or a bit whatever, it's just, you know, it's like every girl wants to just you know, express herself. I'm every woman.
Hello, you're joining me, Geri Halliwell, on the first day of my video shoot, and it's going really rather well. Isn't it? Doo-doo, that's doo-doo. So, I don't like the waiting around bit. There's a lot of that. A lot of standing, rush to wait, but it's okay. Do texting. Text boys.
Okay, here we go.
So I like dressing up. You know what my pre-video workout was? 6 hours in a car in a traffic jam and a Big Mac.
So I'm Francesca Schiavon and I'm the stylist of this video. This is a famous magazine cover, and so we do something that is in that style.
The reason why we did it in Milan is because I just fancied a bit of shopping. No, the director that I'm working with is Luca. I've known him for years. And I've always worked with him creatively.
If you like you do like bigger things. You know
okay, I can do bigger things.
Yeah,
okay.
like MTV, look.
Do it!
This is how you get Geri Halliwell to do what I wanted to do. Look, she likes it. Look.
Guys, ready to shoot, please?
Come to save the day.
When the bass kicks in, I can dance like no one's watching.
It doesn't look good when your legs are spread open. It's better if they're kind of like closed. Yeah.
Really?
Kind of like a TV thing. Even if you do that, you're kind of doing it like in a shy way.
Oh, okay.
But you're more like, you know, like a TV star who tries to be, you know, funky. But she's white bread.
He said white trash.
I heard white bread.
White bread, like white bread, I know. It's what poor people eat, is that what you're saying? You wish. You wish.
No, you wish.
No, I smile. That'd be scary. Stop making this into soap. I am not a soap star.
When the bass kicks in, I can dance like no one's watching.
I'm Guido Cella, and executive producer. In this case, Luca wrote the idea with Geri together with her, and then the thing is, like, the producer has to fit it in the budget the label has.
I'm not afraid right now, being 30, to express sexuality in a really fun way. Do you know what I mean? I just like, before I was a little bit Catholic.
She was really exciting to do this song, so it was really easy to take movements and dancing. We tried to take something really natural for her, and it was really good.
It's been a hard day, it's been a good day. Geri's fantastic. She's really giving us a lot of her time and energy.
Good.
Look at me.
I'm just Kentucky Fried Chicken, aren't I?
It's going really well, actually. We got a lot of stuff done. Once we get Geri on the set, then we're pretty quick. We just keep going. We're not going home.
This has been a dream of mine since, you know, since I left the Spice Girls, I wanted to do this.
when I wear my swimsuit, I'm exactly like that. It's like popping out. When I take off my shirt, it pops out.
So one big lie, that big is better. Basically, we're going to put a blue screen, the backdrop, and make me look like I was going into that other set. Do you see that other set, the green, the Geri wood? They're going to like hold me down. The last scene of the day, and I have to say I'm actually coming alive now. It's difficult, and I am a little bit tired, but nice tired, and I feel like everyone's worked brilliantly and it's really clicked. Every little piece in the puzzle's been very good. I think it's as good as it feels. We've got a slam dunk video, I have to say. Imagine if I just drove to the London. Hi, good morning. Getting a pint of milk. Okay, guys, let's do this, please. For me, I wanted to make my video very simple, very just about character. You know, it's a commercial. Videos are commercials for records. That's what they are.
Day one is over.
I'm so excited. Okay, so that's the end of day one. Back tomorrow, and we do it all again. Woo!
I feel that Geri is, in a sense, is a brand. You know, what you get to see on the label, if you were to brand it up, you are buying into something. I think when you buy into Geri Halliwell music, you're buying Prozac. You're buying Prozac for the nation.
Hi everybody, it's Marco and Patrizio. We're gonna dance soon with this suit for Geri's video. No, it's not the style, the right one. Show it. Yeah, it's this. Woo. Everything. Well, you're not gonna see our faces, but it's gonna be interesting. So watch out and be around. Here we go.
Basically, we're trying to shoot Geri on the record player. Geri's gonna be promoting her records all around the world on this record player. So we're trying to create this scene where she's basically riding a record player and she's gonna have green things dancing around her.
What are they meant to be? Like bogeymen?
In those green things we're gonna put like oceans and skies and things moving in them. You know, it's kind of a special effect, kind of 80s, 70s special effect.
She can dance. She's, yes. I teach her to shake the bottom. What is it? Bottom. That's right. Like that. Give me your
It's really frightening.
Yeah, it is.
All the lightning. You have to do it long.
No, I love it. We just do one more.
You know, on this one, normally I'm a control freak on videos, like, oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be... I just thought, I want to do things differently and just let her express herself on my face. I feel like this girl woman kind of is good at what she does, and just let her do it.
Maybe you should start like that. Yeah, like that. Like kind of pin up, you know? That's cute too, like that. Like that, then you can go like that. Kind of like you're posing for pictures, that's the idea. So very soft, you know, like posing, pictures, beauty, Playboy. And if you want to do like leg, you know what I mean? You can do a little bit, yeah, like that. We're going to shoot this half of the speed.
Okay.
So if you make the move kind of fast, it's going to look, you know, it'll be really cool.
I'm a frustrated rapper, I'm telling you. So you're going to see later on, the best vignette that I want to do is when I am Miss Mix-a-Lot. And I'm just like, yo.
Guns don't kill people, robbers do. Ask any politician and they tell you it's true.
Hi, I'm Lulu. I'm the line producer on this set, so Miss Mix-a-Lot. She will play on this funny car like a rap star from the 90s with these two girls. And today's a very, very, very busy day.
Baby, so you're standing up, yeah? And you're really going at it.
Hurt boobs. Oh, thank you. Yeah. You know, I always wear a bra in bed. Have you seen me braless? Ready to shoot? Come and pull it up. I can't do it with my nails.
The worst thing about this video, it's very humbling to have to ask somebody to pull down my pants so I can go to the toilet because these nails are so long.
I always used to be a freestyle dancer in clubs anyway, so I just thought, why don't you just kind of do what you feel? And obviously now I've almost choreographed myself.
Luca, is that gross? Like I've been like just got by the cops.
Going really well. I'm gonna cry. It's going really well. I'm a little bit stressed. There's only 1 hour left, and I want to do the tango scene, and we still gotta do the police woman. Geri wants the police woman. I want the tango in, so it's a fight. I gotta do it. I gotta make it. You know, make her happy, make me happy, and make people happy. It's too many things, and I'm hungry.
What? Which bit are we doing? Oh, look, this is come open again.
I feel like I've been wanting you all my life.
Do you like that? Bang, bang, bang. And then do you like with the blouse open?
The more stuff you do, the better. You gotta really with him because he's kind of shy. I'm kind of happy with that.
Okay, great. You are fantastic.
Hey, you too.
I cannot believe I'm in a pop video with Geri Halliwell. Oh my God. I love it. I'm so excited to be here.
Let's do it. I love it. It's Evita. All right, so this is it. I think we got it all. No, we got it all. I wanted to get it all. Geri's been amazing. I think it's going to be really good. Very proud of her. And that's it. You know, we finished my first video with Geri Halliwell. My first English video. So, ciao.
Well done. Thanks. It's going to be white hot. That's all I can tell you. But thank you so much for coming.
I've been writing it.
Can you believe it? After all that, the mic pack pulled out. Really? Oh shit. How much fun is this though? Ride It. That was one of the first songs that I wrote for the album. So I'm kind of a bit like, love it. I love the accordion, but it's kind of like, yeah, know it, love it. I'm on to the new, do you know what I mean? If I'm really honest. Actually, I was listening to it yesterday, and it is beautiful. That da 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 da. That is beautiful. You know, I say that still sounds good, which is great. It doesn't sound dated, which I think the key to knowing whether my songs or a song is good for me, what I use is, does that, some, you know, for example, Superstar, written 4 years, and in 4 years on, it still sounds good to me. But with, you know, a bit of updated production. But the key to a great song is if it lasts. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
The 22nd of November 2004 would see the release of lead single Ride It. It would also be Geri's first release on EMI's offshoot label Innocent Records, known for signing and releasing EMI's Virgin Records' more pop-orientated acts. Ride It was written by Geri alongside Swedish production duo Quiz and LaRossi and American songwriter Savan Katecha. The track was co-produced by British musician and pop producer Ian Masterson. Ride It was somewhat successful in parts of Europe, namely in the UK where it peaked at number 4 and in Scotland and Spain where it reached number 3 on their respective singles charts. A documentary promoting the upcoming album titled There's Something About Geri was premiered on Channel 5 on the 15th of May 2005. It covered Geri's life and the relaunch of her singing career. The documentary attracted an audience of 1.1 million viewers, garnering above average Sunday ratings for the network. Despite rating success, it was criticised by the media for showing Geri as being self-obsessed. Geri later regretted doing the documentary film, commenting, "I shouldn't have done it. Even thinking about it makes me cringe."
I've changed dramatically in the last, last year. I mean, if some of you saw the documentary, I mean, I'll share with you guys. I think that documentary was just, I don't like it. I feel like it was really one-dimensional, and like 9 months of filming, and they showed 90 minutes of one part of me being a, do you know what I mean? We all have a mad moment, and I just felt like it could have. I was disappointed because I would have liked to, you know, I was very trusting of the people that made it, and because I think one should never be their own editor, because then I think it's kind of looks more of a, you know, a promotional glamour thing, which I think is kind of distasteful. But so I think it's better to let somebody else have a point of view of you, and I would have liked to have shared other parts of me. That, you know, there was so much more of the making of the album. I thought they just showed one bit of me, the crazy bit of Geri when she's having a mad moment, and that was it. And I felt really disappointed of that, and I felt like I've changed dramatically. Actually, by watching it, I was like, oh my god. And I feel there's a lot of pressure, because everyone keeps on harping on and saying I've got the most successful UK female artist with the most #1s, the most successful, there. And I'm thinking, oh God, I better be successful then. If I don't get a #1, then fuck, it's not successful. So, and I don't know what success is, do you know what I mean, anymore. Part of me wants to just laugh and think, oh, whatever. It's not that important. In the big scale of things, it's not that important. It really isn't. The other half just wants to go, it's not happening. I don't want to get out of bed today. I don't.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera.
Do you know what the most wonderful thing is? Okay, my midweek is #3, okay? This one, okay, by 90, whatever, right? So Lamar is at #2. If that was me 5 years ago, I'd have gone, oh my God, we've got to make it. And today, I'm sorry, but this is for a personal thing. It doesn't matter to me. I know it should matter to him, and that's his job to matter.
I'll do the mattering, but you couldn't have done any more.
But I don't care. I just had a great time, and that was it. Isn't that brilliant? To really just enjoy it for what it is.
And when you started writing the album, did you have a clear idea of where it was going to go, or did that just evolve as you went along?
I didn't have a clear idea what it was going to be. Actually, to begin with, I thought I was going to really go down, I was going to call the album Disco System Music, and I was really going to go down that kind of real kind of up, fall to the floor disco anthems, which, you know, I love and I know a lot of my fans love. And I thought that's what it was going to evolve, and you know, I experimented with all different kinds of, I even did some covers, and then it just kept on just changing, and then towards the end, especially in the last 6 months, even after I released Ride It, I suddenly thought, I started going back into the studio, and I was just finding different music, and I started just kind of letting go of things, and I just thought, don't be frightened to change, Geri, because, you know, and I was worried a little bit. I was thinking, oh, I wonder if my fans will stay with me, but I thought, actually, you know, everyone likes something a little bit new, and I don't think it's that radically, it's just an evolvement, and I try not to censor myself, let it go where it's going to go. Passion, which is the title track of the album, and I wrote that song. I started getting the melody and the words for the kind of the main chorus of it when I was lying in bed. I wasn't feeling very well, and I think it was about a month ago, just over about 6 weeks ago actually. So it's very recent actually. It's the last track that I wrote, and what I love is that I have a relationship with Peter Vertesi, the guy that co-wrote it with me, put all the music to it basically, and he just allows me whenever I get kind of inspired, I just pick up the phone and say, hey, I want to come in, I've got a song, and it feels, and I was lying in bed and I could hear it a bit like that song At Last by Etta James.
Okay, yeah.
And I just could hear it, and then I wanted to make it contemporary, but then that kind of like jazz lyrics as well. And I'm really proud of it because it really feels authentic to me, just touch on that kind of stuff. I was listening to Billie Holiday, and so from going from 6 weeks, you know, when I was not feeling very well, to actually penning the song, to 6 weeks later seeing my melody, you know, a 20-piece orchestra, oh my God, I was so tearful. It was the most amazing experience. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, and just hearing those silky strings, I was just going, oh, it was just like, oh, I felt so pleased, and a very overwhelming experience. And it's about, and passion, the song is basically saying, you know, it's going, because love is in season, my passion's in season. It's almost like, you know, I'm filled with, you know, love, and you know, love's always in fashion, and I feel, you know, my head says, my heart says yes, my head says no. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I kind of know that this guy's not properly right for me, but I kind of want him. Yeah, it's my pheromones are talking. I'm like, yeah, I want you, but I'm kind of a sensible girl, so I go, no. So there's a lot of inner conflict. That song is about inner conflict.
By the end of 2004, Geri and her label EMI came to a mutual agreement and changed the focus of the album, replacing some of the dance songs with ballads, jazz and electropop tracks, including the newly recorded songs Passion, Desire, Surrender Your Groove, So I Give Up on Love, and the B-side True Love Never Dies. Geri described the album as a journey through a range of extreme emotions, from passion and love through to fear and hope. According to her, Passion can be seen to chart her development as both a vocalist and songwriter. For Geri, she felt that the album caught her at a real transitional point as a songwriter.
Give me a reason to take you back. Give me a reason to share, a reason to cry. There's something in your kiss that I can't do. Give me a reason, 'cause love is in season, but give me no reason. My passion's in season, but give me no reason.
Yeah, baby.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh God. Oh my God. I'm so happy. Oh God. It's so overwhelming.
You have the goose pimples?
What?
I'll tell you like, hi everybody. Can I just say you're just so amazing, and I'm so overwhelmed and proud that you're playing on something that I've written. I can't tell you, it's so wonderful to hear you. You're so talented. Oh, thank you so much. Dude, oh my.
How do you feel?
I feel completely overwhelmed. Like, I can't believe it. I can't tell you the feeling of validation when you've written something, do you know what I mean? Those are my words, my melody, and then someone, like, it just makes it so authentic and incredible by having someone play it on, you know, proper real instruments, because we were just going to use the keyboards and electric, not invest in it. It just feels, I feel like blown away and privileged, you know, by it. I just, oh God.
Yeah, I've got to move it a wee bit though because yeah, I'm going to move it a little bit sooner than because the room falls in a good place as well. So I want to get so it's clear of the. So I
Give me a reason to take.
How much money have we got? How much money have we really?
That's a big night. We're not taking, by the way,
Right now, it's my new lot. There's something in my heart that I'm burning to see. Loving you ain't easy 'cause my pride gets in the way. Words are like butter rolling off my lips, cut like a knife, and now I'm sinking battleships. You know you are. Give me a reason to take you back. Give me a reason to share. Give me a reason, 'cause love is in season. But give me a reason to care. I like my freedom, yeah, that's my style. My manifesto lullaby. Give me a reason, 'cause love is in season. But give me no reason to cry. There's something in your kiss that I can't let you go. My heart says yes, my head says no. Passion so cruel, when so hard to resist. I'm fashionably cool, but it's you that I miss. Give me a reason to take you back. Give me a reason to try. Give me a reason, 'cause love is in season. But give me no reason. My passion's in season. But give me no reason to
I feel like this is the best record I've ever done. This one, I just do. I think the first record was better than the second record. This is why I'm looking at it today. But I think this is the best creatively, you know, thought out, artistic record that I've made. I feel really proud of it.
What?
Has he got a contract with Virgin?
That's good actually, isn't it?
There's a girl on the backpack as well.
That's a really nice shot though.
No, I had to put before you put this his love life is alright.
And then on top he's got new socks made out of like nylon football socks, like powder blue, and up to there. This is a zip on with the mask. For 2 days.
Just read it there.
Nothing wrong there.
That's nice, isn't it? The Joe just like that.
Just keep talking to her. You're very good at keeping it.
Just keep talking, that's all.
That's lovely.
Love you so much. I love them.
Oh, nice.
It's high.
Go on the special chair. Go on, Harry. Go on. That's it. Go on the special chair. Good boy. Get on the special chair. Good boy. Go on. That's it. Yeah. Now, Daddy, you're going to go on the special chair.
Nope.
Come on. That's it. On the special chair. Very good boy. Mine's just so Sandra Dee. Look at me, I'm Geraldine, lousy with virginity, won't go to bed till I'm legally. What are we going to say is sexy, passion. Cheese. That's a really good idea doing it upwards.
Yes, we're all.
Yeah, we're really like, ooh. Hang on, can't do it. Do it again. Silly, but I can't help it. Oh.
Yeah. What was that colour? Last year.
You went?
No, the house and the chocolate items. That's quite cute. Then London is consumption.
Go on.
I'm gonna do it, I swear! I'm gonna do it! I mean it, I can't take it anymore!
Okay, do it.
Come on.
Let's shoot it.
Camera's there.
See
Isn't
you.
it really nice? It's like a nice cup of tea.
Have you got that?
It's amazing what a cup of tea can do, isn't it? Just really,
Your water's here, look.
thanks. Just makes you feel better, doesn't it? No matter what. It does, doesn't it? Your husband's just left you and you've lost your job. Have a nice cup of tea, you'll be fine. It's hard to be like, not go like that, because that's me relaxed, right? But then, so you say be relaxed, that's just like too like hunched over. But then otherwise I'm like that, and then I look too stiff.
I don't know. It is a
It's like up, but
moodier and more interesting.
I just think I look weird and shady. I don't look pretty at all. Look, I look all like strained, like around my arm. You know how? I don't think that's pretty.
Kind of shadowy. Well, that makes
Yeah.
you go flat. You can't go. You either have a bit of shadow or you have
All right, then
full
you.
light. You know
All right, then you decide.
Well, no, because you don't like. That's cute. Lovely. Not so down there. It's lovely. Oh, wait, look. There's one side there. That's good. That's good. How many colours?
More black and white.
I
That's
have
four.
big calves.
Oh, there's only black and white.
Like, I can't get my boots up sometimes. I don't care.
Black and white or
This bit here.
colour?
Me too. I can't get boots on.
One more.
Okay.
Do you ever have that problem? You can't get boots on. Do you ever have that problem?
I don't wear boots.
I think boys don't get to wear boots up to here, do they?
Looks like even from here. They're not very they're all right
What?
in here.
Depends what club you go to.
Well,
You go to. You know what? I'm not afraid of journalists like on one anymore. If they get funny,
Isn't
I
that nice?
tell them to like go and
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's too far.
Okay, so 400.
stick it where the sun don't shine.
The hair not quite so much over there. That's better.
That's good.
That was a chew. You know, I'd get a patch, say chew. Liz Hurley goes, chew.
That's nice.
This is
A natural. Say shoe.
I need to clear Jerry's eye.
Will you be releasing Love Never Loved Me as your next single? It's fantastic. I hope you do. It's my favourite song of yours, from Kevin Lahan in Ireland.
It's funny, that was Love Never Loved Me. When I was going to choose singles, it's really hard, and I did sort of like some meditation once. This was before Christmas, and I thought, oh, I should release this record, and I was so, but then I was scared to release it because it's so kind of, I thought, oh God, it sounds a bit, you know, poor me, but then, and it's a bit like vulnerable, and I thought, I'm so tired of, you know, showing that side, and it felt too private. I didn't mind sort of among a body of work. And I was having lunch with my mother today, and she goes, I love that song, Love Me, Love Me. And I was thinking, oh, I always have that kind of, oh, maybe I should have done. I don't know, I really don't. I mean,
it's actually a question that came up quite a lot, if you would be releasing it, so.
So, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know if it's missed its boat.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's missed its boat.
Right.
I don't know if it should have been. But then I wrote Desire, and Desire, you know, Love Never Loved Me is from the soul, you know, it's from the heart. Desire is from like the hips and the head. Do you know what I mean? It's an ego song. It's something completely different. And sometimes I want to put something out that's kind of a bit more detached. Do you know what I mean? It's just for our personal enjoyment on the dance floor. So my new single, Desire, is about kind of sexuality, feeling like a desire for someone, but containing it. You know, I would never tell you that. I'm going to keep this kind of all contained and the line, but I ain't going to tell you that. The reason why I was using, and then I say, but you're a real catch, but I ain't going to tell you that, because I watched this film, It's a Beautiful Life. Life is beautiful. And the guy says to the lady that he loves, he goes, I want to make love to you 1,000 times, but I would never tell you that. He actually says it, but then he said that it's very funny. So that's where the lyrics of that came. You know, and it's also about the duality of a woman, which I've expressed in the video. The video really is about the song, really. I wrote the storyline for the video myself. And there's one particular bit in the video where I was trying to do it at a point of view where you see, like it's from the side of a window, where you see maybe my legs go in and then you see suddenly a cat jump on the floor, for the point of view that you'd see it. And when I saw it on camera come to life, it was the most amazing experience, that my imagination had come to life. That was a buzz. That was a buzz. So the video is basically about, do you want me to talk you through the storyline of it? It's girl wakes up and you see her hit the buzzer, and you see her kind of do a little cat strip, like, you know, sleepily wakes up, and then she sort of pounces off the bed, and you see her guzzle loads of milk, right? It was, can I just talk about the milk scene? When I wrote the treatment, it was never meant to be innuendo-y. I didn't even think that it would be, right? I just thought about cats drink lots of milk, right? And it's meant to be tongue-in-cheek as well, the whole thing. And so you see the milk bit, which is kind of, it's an innuendo. My mother didn't, she watched it and it flew over her head. She didn't get it. I was going, they want to edit this bit down or out. And she goes, why? I can't see anything wrong with it. It's just milk. So anyway, so there's milk, and then there's me walking along, and the dog's like at me. So there's little, you know, indications of, oh, she's got these kind of weird tendencies. And then you see me at work, and it's kind of a little bit Bridget Jones, that kind of, you know, I fancy the guy at work. You know, he's my boss. And there's a moment where he gives me the files, and I'm like, thank you for the files. Yeah, I'll do the work. Great. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, you know, a little bit of a crush on this guy, and it makes working hours so much more interesting. You know, I'm sure we've all done that. And And then you see me kind of flirt with him all day, like, hi. And then what happens? Oh, yes, I'm bringing coffee or whatever. You know, it's that little kind of bouncing that's going off the two. It's cute, very human, very human. I wanted to make this video very human as possible. And and then you see me, there's a dream sequence where, and this is what I'm talking about, what desire is about, the duality of a woman. That, you know, that maybe she's contained in a little, you know, office outfit, but inside there's kind of the pussycat that, you know, which you see in the dream scene, that she's suddenly all vampy and climbs on the desk, and then she kind of rubs on him and then licks his face, which might be edited. There's two versions of the video. The uncensored version, I lick his face, go like that, and the other one, they've taken the lick out. I just like, yeah, whatever. I think it's whatever. I mean, I'm European, so it doesn't offend me at all. I think violence in videos is far worse, and it annoys me that rap artists can get away with, you know, tea and bums and boobs and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with just a little lick. I don't think it was bad. Anyway, so I think we're all uptight. Anyway, so I climb on the desk, do this kind of little thing with it's kind of fantasy, you know, of role play, and then suddenly you see me wake up outside the office as if, oh, what happened? And then I feel a bit like guilty and kind of get myself together. And then you see me suddenly he's leaving, and then I leave and I follow him. Okay. And then suddenly you see him go into the house. You see me climb through that window and then drop into this little black cat. Okay. Which is kind of the resemblance of what I am. And then he picks up the cat and then kind of strokes it, and then he puts it on the bed, and then suddenly it cuts to me waking up in the bed and hitting the alarm. Okay. So it was kind of like it's a dream, a big Groundhog Day dream. So it does full circle, which I thought was really cute. Because this is a narrative video, which I've never done narrative, because I always think once you do narrative, you get slaved to the cut of it. And I was worried that in case it can be a bit like if it gets boring. So I thought, okay, let's shoot a little bit of choreography so we can, you know, pop it in there. And anyway, so we do this. It's very much gone from, because in Thriller, do you remember Thriller? And also Bob Fosse. Now I think Thriller must have copied Sweet Charity. If you look at that, there's a scene where they're all zombies, but they do all that, and I wanted to do it all like kind of Sweet Charity. And I worked with this lady called Priscilla. She and I worked together on Wannabe. Since Wannabe. So, you know, I left and we returned back working together. And so she was great on like expressing my ideas of this kind of Fosse thing. And so I got some dancers to be like kind of very plain secretaries and you know, be in their little outfits. And so then I thought it's quite ironic if suddenly these plain girls are sitting there and then suddenly they go, ba-dum, bam, ba-da, you know. So it's cute. And yeah, so that's just in there in the dream sequence. And that's it.
I would like to ask you if your Desire video where you lick the milk from the bowl, is this paying homage to Madonna as she does in Express Yourself? Oh,
that's a really nice compliment. When I wrote the treatment for this, the idea was that I was to show, you know, that the girl is, you know, the kind of the feline cat inside every woman, that she's kind of like, she might be, you know, a bit shy, but inside is kind of a kind of girl. And that moment of climbing on the desk, you know, licking the bowl, I think I might have made reference to the, you know, like Madonna did. And I had to drink a lot of milk. I was just like, oh my God. I have to say it was soya. Oh God, I was feeling a bit sick. Yeah, I was.
Tell us a bit about the single. It's called Desire. I mean, is this about your desire, women in general?
Okay, you know when you sort of hunger for something, and it doesn't have to be, you know, the opposite sex. It can be just something. But for me, it was kind of feeling like hormonal. You know the book, The Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Yeah. You know, or you know when you just feel really heated up And is that why you drink the milk so quickly in the video? I have to say, I should put my hands up for this. It's very well pointed out. That I wrote this treatment, the story for this, right? And I worked with this amazing director called Andy Monaghan. He's done like Guns N' Roses, you know, with the piano burning, and he's done
like
George
the
Michael.
epic videos.
Yeah, exactly, the 80s thing. When I was writing it, I didn't think it was going to be all drinky milk. But when we shot it, he turned it into that, and I thought, do you know what? That's fair enough.
It goes everywhere.
It does go everywhere. But my mother watched it, right, and I said, Mum, do you find this offensive? She goes, it depends. She's Spanish. She goes, it depends on how you see it. If you have a dirty mind, you're going to see something.
I saw filth, to be honest. I really did.
Well, there you have it. That says a lot about... Yeah, there you go, and that's okay. I just wondered if it was soya. Do you know what? It was soya. It was,
was
and I had
it?
to drink a lot of it.
Let's see how far you went, Miss Halliwell. Here is Desire.
It's soya.
Following the documentary, second single Desire would be released on the 30th of May 2005, a whole 6 months after the lead single Ride It. The song was written by Henrik Korpi, Matthias Wallow, Terry Ronald and Geri, and produced by Korpi and Black Cell. It would peak at a disappointing number 22 on the UK singles chart, becoming the lowest charting single of Geri's solo career to date. The song charted slightly better in Italy at number 19 and at a respectable number 9 in Belgium.
You're the one, lift me up and take me on, just like you did in my dream. Sweet man, I know you can, I would never tell you that. Baby, I'm digging your scene. My fever's high, let's roll the dice, but don't forget I love you. No, 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 no. Whatever you sold me, whatever you're feeling, is taking me over and over. I'm the perfect and fighting whenever I need it. Your kiss gives me away.
On the 6th of June 2005, Passion would be released as Geri's third and final studio album to date. Reviews for the record would be mixed, and the album would see disappointing sales, reaching a low chart placing of number 41 in the UK. The album didn't do much better in other countries, charting at number 49 in Italy, but did chart slightly higher in Greece at number 37. Geri's recording contract with EMI was subsequently not renewed, and she stated that she was not interested in recording another album at that time.
Whatever you sold me, whatever you're feeling, is taking me over and over. I'm the perfect and fighting whenever I need it. Your kiss gives me desire.
A new album, Passion, is out now. Kept us waiting quite a while. Why did you take such a long break between the last album and Passion?
I think I took a long time to make this album because I think I've changed a lot, as we all do, and how I change when I write songs. You know, I'm always sort of pouring myself into music and what I like, and when I'd finished my second album, I went to America, and I kind of wanted to detach from the whole industry a little bit to kind of be human, because otherwise I've got nothing to write about. It just, it just feels a little bit plastic almost, and I want it to come from a creative place, and then coming back, it's really hard. That there's always room for improvement, and even towards the end of completion, I was thinking, oh, I've suddenly found something else that I want to express. And to be honest, I could have taken another year to do it, but then I thought it comes to a point where the number one reason why I released this album was for you, for the fans, really, because I thought, actually, you've been so loyal, and so I just wanted to share it with. This is my, work that I've been doing, and it's quite nerve-wracking, actually. It's quite an exposing thing to do, but I don't know if that answers it. It's just, I always think, things are going to take as long as they take. Sometimes it's going to take, a few months. Sometimes it's going to take a few years. I never like to force things. Love Never Loved Me is about, I wrote that song, bearing in mind, this album has taken me 4 years to write. It's been a journey of 4 years from the first to the last. And Love Never Loved Me was going to be a single before Desire came along. And I was terrified to release it as a single, because it's probably the most poetic but personal song I've written, and the most kind of heart on sleeve. And actually, you might think it's kind of a bit sad, but it's kind of bittersweet, because in the middle eight it goes, I'm willing, I'm ready, even though it's very personal, saying, I live for love and all it brings, the heart it heals, the song it sings. For me, love, I love love, that I'm such a romantic person, and when I've entered in and out of relationships, I've used all of them as muses and inspirations for all of my songs. Thank goodness for love, and and in that song it's saying, what, my heart has been broken, I still believe in the possibility. Actually, sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do. I'm a romanticist and idealist. I think it's the saddest thing in the world not to. Don't you think? Yeah. I can't help it. It makes the world much more rich and colourful and beautiful to me. Yeah. You haven't heard any of my album, have you? Okay, this might be the next single. Yeah.
Due to the poor reception and chart placement of Geri's Desire, no further singles were released from the album. Geri would later go on to regret not releasing the fan favourite Love Never Loved Me as a follow-up single. A tour had also been planned in order to promote the new album, but was ultimately cancelled following the disappointing sales of Passion.
Doesn't kill me, it's making me strong. I'm willing, I'm ready for love.
In a traffic jam in Los Angeles. I wrote it a year and a bit ago, so it would be 2 Septembers ago, so a year and a bit. I just split up with another dickhead. I tell you what I have to say, that is the brilliant thing of having crappy relationships have given me so much fuel to write good songs. Oh God.
Don't wanna say goodbye, I wanna thank you for loving me back to life. For loving me back to life.
Sweet.
Geri, you've been writing and recording Passion for a few years now. How many songs did you record, and was it a difficult process deciding which ones would make the album?
Yeah, I mean, again, I just think some of those songs, for example, Loving Me Back to Life, I wrote that song, or the lyric of it, for loving me back to life, you might just get a, you know, I might get some lyric of it, and I was on a balcony. It was the summer of It's Raining Men, and I'd just taken a holiday, and I remember just like tanning myself on a balcony really hot and just writing these lyrics down, and then, you know, not a bit later writing it with Guy Chambers. I'd go in with a lyric and a bit of the melody, and then Guy Chambers would put some music around it. So that has lasted 4 years, that song. So I was thinking, if it still sounds good, then you know it's a great song. For me, that's how I always test it. Loving Me Back to Life, I wrote this in 2001, actually, so it's the chorus, I wrote it on a balcony when I was in Cap d'Antibes. I was roasting on this balcony, working on my, and I was writing, I can take myself back there right now, in my lyric book, and I had that line, and it's sometimes songs for me different, like the verse might be about something one and then something else, and it's about fundamentally about two things. One is about someone who I had a lot of healing around, that I got so much identification from in a very muddled way. It was a fantastic mirror for me, and it was kind of a magic moment that I just feel, yeah, it kind of really loved me in a very unconscious way, and sort of looking back, there's a bit in that, and I kind of, you know, when you sort of work through some issues with, and sort of directed me, and from that moment of meeting that person, I got better. Do you know what I mean? In myself. And it almost kick-started something, you know, some growth and healing to make me look at myself. Yeah. And so I'm eternally grateful to that person. I will always have that connection. And that person only kind of really, we have similar experiences in different ways. But so I'm grateful. And the other is the fans. This song is like, you know what? Thank you so much for loving me when I couldn't love myself. You know, sometimes you have to borrow other people's love and other people's validation and acceptance when I couldn't, when I'm growing and going through, you know, as we go through our 20-something journey. And my fans sort of giving me something. I was borrowing it. I was almost leaning on that kind of, and it's kind of saying thank you for that. I really recognise and accept that. And I wrote it, and I sort of brought a bit of the lyric and a bit of the melody with Guy Chambers, took it in, and he just took it and went, okay, da-da-da-da. I mean, Guy Chambers is such a great writer. I mean, done a lot of Robbie Williams stuff, and he's just such a talent. So that was really nice to work with him. And I felt it was very old Elton at the beginning with that piano, and then I got Steve Powers to kind of really amp it up a little bit. You know, sort of just make it just a bit of a bigger sound. But and the middle eight of that, okay, this is so funny. My middle eight, you know, when you write a song, right? Sometimes the time you get to the middle eight, you're kind of, and every writer will identify, oh, it's the middle eight. It's almost like the commercial break. We've written the song. What should we do for the middle eight? Let's have an instrumental. Do you know what I mean? But this, I wrote some lyrics that I wrote on my first ever song that I wrote. And and it's not the strongest of middle eights, I have to say. I'm like, it's a bit, drags a little bit, but I kind of left it in there because when I was, I think it was about 18, 19, pre-Spice Girls, I had 6 jobs a week and trying to raise £300 to go into a recording studio. And I was going to record one cover and the other song I wrote myself. And that is, the middle eight you hear, is the chorus of my song, Live to Love, Love to Live, it's what you got to do. Do you know what I mean? I just use those lyrics, which is kind of cute. So I've got to sue myself now. But I just thought it was kind of bringing it full circle, almost nostalgic to myself. Yeah, so that was nice. It's sweet. it's wonderful when people really respond to it, like when they hear songs like I Give Up on Love.
Yeah, that's a funny song.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was kind of interesting for me because I know this is a childhood, but it was that I was meant to. I don't give an F. We're going to use the F word in it, and that's when it was written. And I had this big screaming match with my record company saying because they wanted to take it out. And they were saying, well, if you leave it in, there's going to have to be a sticker on the front of the album saying explicit language. I thought, oh God, everyone's going to think I'm, like Eminem, like going, and I was like, oh, okay. So maybe it's just giving off the wrong impression. And I like my music. Obviously, I want to be cool and I want to speak to everybody. But then I just thought, well, maybe it's not so good to have the F word.
So now it goes, ah!
Yeah, it goes, ah! We went through all different... Yeah, that is. And then we went through all different... I had to go back into the studio and I was so cross to go and re-record something in its place. And I went through all these different things trying to... what it could be, do you know what I mean? I think I said, fat! Or, do you know what I mean? Try and make so you knew what I meant. Yeah, bleep, or, so you'd get it. But I just had to let it go, it's all right. So I Give Up on Love, it was, when did I write this? Yeah, I wrote it a year ago, and it was one of those things where I just completely expressed myself, and lyrically I think it's really funny and contemporary, yet musically it's very old school and it comes back just like a passion. So my album is like a jazz sandwich, old school, that real kind of showbiz, old school sandwich. And I Give Up on Love is really, I kind of use different experiences and use innuendo, when you have a pseudonym. Yeah. So it's very funny. My mum listens to it and she really laughs. And I do use the F word in it, okay? And I am being suggested for like the shops that I take the F word out because I don't give up, what can I do? And I'm just like, I don't know whether to take it out or not because part of me thinks that's the charm of the song. It's just I say it twice, the F word, right? And, and obviously, some older people might buy it for a younger kid or something like that, the album. I want it to speak to everyone. So I'm in this kind of conflict. I don't know whether to leave it in or take it out. So it's the debate, to leave the F word or not, to F or not to F, do you know what I mean?
Or downstairs, so I give up on love. I guess I've had enough. I don't give up. What can I do? Just when I found the one, and I think love's begun, it's falling through. So I will dry my eyes and I'll just fantasize and I'll get moisturized and think of you. I'm looking for the best and I'll take nothing less. 'Cause baby, what about you? Say baby, what about you?
I think I'm very proud of Feel the Fear. Mm-hmm. I think that's a beautiful song. Feel the Fear, I think as a songwriter, I'm really proud of that and my vocal on that. Lyrically, it kind of started out, it was in 2001, the beginning of 2002 I wrote it. And I was feeling really quite, I would say, spent with the industry of music and the business of the music business. And I was thinking, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I really have had enough. And I'd watched a movie where, I think it was called, It's when there's a big boulder coming to Earth. Deep Impact. I watched the movie Deep Impact, then maybe the night before, and I was feeling really like, oh, what's the world coming to? And I started thinking about, you know, a little bit about, you know, the lyric is that the sky is going to cry tonight, flowing like a river. It's almost like thinking about, what have I done in this world? What are we doing? It's a little bit of that. It's kind of a few subject matters in there, but really feeling woken up and conscious about life and how powerless I am over certain things and how afraid I am over certain things, and you know, feel the fear and do it anyway. You know, is that I think no matter what I experience and do in life, I'm always going to have an element of fear. You know, it's God-given.
What made you decide to put True Love Never Dies as a B-side? Because I think, personally, that's one of my favourite songs of yours.
Oh, wow.
And to hear it as a B-side, I think it's an incredible song.
Yeah,
lyrically and musically, do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? Well, thank you very much. I think True Love Never Dies, I wrote that with Peter Fatesi, and we kind of, you know, I was quite unsure on that, but whether it was, you know, now I'm thinking, damn, maybe I should have done. No, it's okay. But then, you know, with B-sides, I never want to shortchange my fans, do you know what I mean? Like, as a record buyer, I just think, well, there should be great songs on there as well.
It's like getting better as well. I think that's a great song. That was a B-side. Breaking Glass.
Oh, Breaking Glass.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? Breaking Glass is probably one, I feel really proud of that song. But the thing is, once I wrote that sort of mid-promotion on the second album, so we put it on a B-side, and I thought, well, I can't really put it on an album. I don't know, it just felt like I'm shortchanging people, and I just never want to do that. So I want to give people fresh material. Surrender Your Groove was one of the last songs that that was written, and you know, with that I was stepping into Corpy and Blacksoul, the guys that I wrote Desire with, and this guy Terry. Actually, Surrender, I think I came up with the title of it, but it's, you know, it's about how can I put it? It's almost, I feel like the manifesto of life is surrendering to what is. And whether it's, you know, and I sort of talk about, I recognise, you know, I use metaphors like butterflies on your shoulder, I recognise your fear, you know, your anxiety, and I say it in a pretty way and sort of translate it into music terms. And but surrender your groove, surrender your heart, it's kind of just give it up. Yeah, accept it, do you know what I mean? And I'm a much more peaceful person when I just accept. And then I love the lyric, my karma's off the hook. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it feels that could work either way. Do you know what I mean? If you asked me 6 months ago, my karma was like, do you know what I mean? It was not great. Yeah, 3 months ago, everything was like, ugh. And then suddenly, like, the swing of karma's gone the opposite. So that's what that song is about. And there's a really sweet middle eight in that as well. Yeah. Oh, there's always tomorrow. Okay, so I was in Los Angeles, and this girl Hannah and Ian Masterson, who I collaborated with, they came out to write with me, and Hannah and I were in this traffic jam. And I was feeling a bit, you know, I just split up. I think I just split up with someone, and but with the beats of it is very kind, you know, South of France, 60s, you know, Brigitte Bardot kind of vibe. And so it took me, you know, music is so powerful. It can take you to another place, which it did. And it took me to a place, Saint-Tropez. And Saint-Tropez for me, and this song is really dedicated to George and Kenny, probably. And George really likes it. I always love it when George likes it. It kind of gives me a seal of approval, you know, like, he heard it and he liked it. And it's kind of about, you know, because sometimes I feel so blue inside. So when I'm lonely, I drive to Saint-Tropez. It's kind of, I I had a little car of theirs. It was kind of Grace Kelly car, you know, Mercedes, and it kind of gives me that vision. You know, I would drive. Oh God, I so want to go back there. Yeah, and you know, high up in the. Oh, it was just so lovely, and you know, and I really wonderful summers down there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've had some wonderful summers down there. Let Me Love You More. It's just kind of really just tranquil and calming and sweet, you know, just to sit back. And so it's an album that doesn't, you know, smack you around the face and interrupt. It's just meant to kind of hang back a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so I came back and I was going to go on a date with someone. And what I did, because I wasn't feeling any kind of romantic notion for anyone at the time. And so I thought, why don't you imagine if you really loved somebody, this is what you'd say. You know, it's when I look at you, it all makes sense. Do you know what I mean? This is how I feel my perfect love song would be, really. And it's very simple, it's a very understated song. It's not here's the chorus. It's just this is a mood track. It just flows, and I felt that it was important on this album that it wasn't all kind of shoving it down your throat. Yeah. I felt like, you know what, as an album buyer myself, sometimes I want some certain tracks to sit back. So Always Tomorrow and Let Me Love You More. It's just like, you know what, we're just going to chill. And this is just going to wash over you. This is going to be like a hot bath. And those tracks, and it's a hot bath, I think. Yeah. I've taken a lot of songs on there. There's a song called Disco Sister. I took it off because I just felt like if for a body of work and where Geri Halliwell has moved on, do you know what I mean? And I have to move on. Otherwise, as much as I think, yeah, Geri's Raining Men, wahey, I've got to feel free and grow and be brave enough to feel the fear and move on. Do you know what I mean? And not just talk it, walk it. Yeah. And sometimes that's the scariest thing in the world to do that. Yeah, I wrote this again a year ago, and this song is about self-acceptance. You know, I almost wrote it because sometimes my music, I've put this in when I was writing the thank yous, has really carried me and almost been like a positive empowerment for myself, like a chant almost. And it really is, I mean, every song is kind of autobiographical of what kind of state of mind I am in. And it was kind of, it goes, take a world where imperfections niggle, makes you feel the pinch around your middle. Got me thinking twice, a girl's allowed to change her mind. And then it goes, fix my tits, my ass, or live a little. And it's kind of like, I'm on a place where I've got a choice where, you know, I've lived in Los Angeles, you know, everyone's very, very much about the outside, which is fair enough. There's a kind of a set way of looking, and I've bought into that. But equally, or I could be brave enough and say, you know what, why don't you just live a little and just forget about the way you look, just, you know, and just, wouldn't it be just easier, just accept the way I look, this is it, you know, it's not really going to get much better. So how liberating is that to accept that I'm 5'2", I've got a funny shaped nose and a big pair of breasts. There's nothing I can do about it. Do you know what I mean? I can just live and accept the way I am and then enjoy it and be grateful for it. And that for me is, that's what the song is about, really. It goes, because what I got is, you know, this is life, this is it. And it's not just about the way I look, accepting life on life's terms. Oh, because sometimes, and it's so about my attitude. It really is, because sometimes I can wake up and go, oh, poor me, nah, 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 nah. Yeah, and then I was having this conversation with someone today. You know what? I went to see a girlfriend yesterday and I listened to what was going on in her life. You know, she was struggling with maybe some bills or stuff like that. I'm struggling with something else. So what happens is it's just a new set of problems that comes. We've all got them, but just different. I've really realised that, and it's whether I go, you know what, it's okay, whatever, it's not that important. Yeah, exactly. So that's there.
(21:09). Now then, brace yourself for this. Posh, sporty, baby, scary,
Thursday,
and ginger.
June 28th, and today the Spice Girls are expected to tell us they're going to reunite for a tour.
Rumor has it that the Spice Girls are expected to announce they're going to get together again here.
A news conference is starting soon at the O2 Arena in London.
Please welcome, in person for the first time together in 9 years, since Ginger did a bunk in Oslo, posh, ginger, sporty, baby, scary, the one and only Spice Girls!
Chemistry that we had that day was brilliant. The media thing that we had to address, that was kind of fun and games for us.
In June 2007, the Spice Girls regrouped and announced plans for a reunion tour and release of their first greatest hits album, alongside a new single entitled Headlines and a tell-all documentary.
Get yourself wet, boys and girls. I know you want to. I am at Steelworks studio in Sheffield with a very old friend and co-creator, Elliot Kennedy.
In April 2010, Geri posted a message on her website saying she was back in the studio and referring to Lady Gaga as one of her influences. On the 31st of July 2011, Geri confirmed she had been working on her fourth album, stating of it that the album was pretty much finished. In February 2012, she announced that the fourth album was being mastered.
But we had left our management and we felt, oh my God, that studio time with him is going to be cancelled. So we rushed up here, only knowing the guy's name, called every Elliot Kennedy in the phone book in Sheffield going, hello. And eventually we found the right one and then showed up in his house about, I don't know, very late in the evening on a Sunday night saying, well, we've come to work with you. And he was just like, yeah, okay. He was really open, lovely. An incredibly creative, open, brilliant man. And sort of embraced our energy and his experience and creativity and blended it all into one. We wrote some great songs with him. I like that harmony, whatever was going on. It doesn't matter how long you've been away from someone, it still feels magic, and actually even more. It's scary when you write a song because it's like showing your heart to someone, going, do you think that's any good? Is this okay? And when somebody embraces the good and the bad, builds on it, it's like cooking together. And then, an idea, it takes shape. Music is a beautiful thing that you can bring positivity, you can unify. It sort of says things for everyone. And it just puts down everything else. It's just a language of the heart. Maybe I feel I have a little bit more, I don't know, I feel very authentic when I say, I know how it feels to hurt or to fall in love, to feel love or to feel like you, and to sing about it with a bit more life experience. Right now, I just feel my album is being created just to be an ambassador of positivity. I just feel it's bigger than me, and that feels good. I think the 3 words that describe this forthcoming album are unifying, positive, and joyful.
In August 2012, she reunited with the Spice Girls to perform at the closing ceremony of the Olympic Games in London. The group also teamed up with Jennifer Saunders and Judy Kramer to develop a musical based on the songs of the Spice Girls titled Viva Forever. In October 2012, Geri made her first solo performance in 7 years at a breast cancer care event, debuting a new track called Phenomenal Woman. In January 2013, Geri claimed that she had decided to shelve the album she had finished to continue writing and recording, moving in a different style direction. On the 5th of September 2013, it was confirmed by Channel 9's NRL Footy Show, one of the longest running shows in Australia, that Geri would be performing a world exclusive of Half of Me, her first solo single in nearly 8 years, at its grand final show. On the 12th of September 2013, it was announced that the song Half of Me would be released exclusively as part of a new deal with Sony Music Australia. The single was released on the 25th of October 2013, but reached number 281 on the Australian singles chart. Geri then took to her official blog to write about her upsetting experience back in the music business and hinted of possibly retiring for good.
If you want my future.
On the grand final of Australia's Got Talent, Geri performed an acoustic version of the Spice Girls' hit single Wannabe.
Better make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Get your act together, we could be just fine. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta be my best friend. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you wanna be my lover.
In November 2016, 13 songs from Geri's shelved 4th album, reportedly titled Man on the Mountain, were leaked onto the internet.
The way it is.
Part of me thinks, wouldn't it be amazing if I could just think, okay, I think there's some loyal Geri Halliwell and Spice Girl fans out there.
Time.
Big time, right? I'm so grateful. And if I could reach them and just go, do you know what? Move the media and the press out of it, and just like you all just lined up and say, here, have the music, just directly, and come to a show, and that's it. Because I feel like we've got a relationship that's, long lasting. Yeah. It's nice to go to the top of the charts, and that's amazing because that means not everyone is enjoying your music. Fantastic. I've just got to the point, and I didn't realise it, but I care about my fans.
I went to your secret gig.
Did you?
I loved it. You seemed a bit nervous at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think you relaxed and you got into it.
Yeah, there was nerves, but I think it's to be expected. I loved it, actually. I really enjoyed it. It made me think I'd like to do it more.
Is this the musical reinvention of Geri Halliwell?
I don't know if it... do you know what? I think reinvention and controversy and all that stuff has been done.
Yeah.
It's so boring. Rather than going, okay, I'm going to reinvent myself. I'm going to come back as a gangster rapper. I can actually. I have got a rap.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I can't rap, but I'm doing it anyway. Giving it up for the boys I'm gonna play. Moving, grooving, I'm not stupid. Get into bed with the disco cupid. I like you, but I can be shy. My cutie, sexy kind of guy. But are you ready to get rock steady? To get your kicks on a Friday night? That's my rap.
The following June, Geri released a charity single, Angels in Chains, as a tribute to George Michael to raise money for Childline.
I remember when I was 12, I went to a concert, my first ever concert, at the NEC Birmingham Arena. And all the girls were screaming at George in the band Wham. And I remember climbing on my seat and thinking, I'm not going to scream, because I was dreaming. I thought, yeah, I'm going to marry you instead. I'm not going to be a fan. I'm going to, I put my sights on him, because he was the clever one, the sort of more. He came across as a more thoughtful one, whereas all the other girls were screaming for Andrew Ridgeley. And then he sort of pointed somewhere in my direction, went, and all I want right now is you. And I was like, okay.
Every young girl has their fun. The brightest star burns at the dawn. Who knows why the good die young? I wonder where you've gone. Could have been born tomorrow.
Wasn't till many years later, and I'd had some success with the Spice Girls, and I was at the Capital Radio Music Awards, and I was with the other girls, and George was giving, he was picking up an award, he was talking about his mother had died, and I'd never heard anybody talk so openly and honest about, such a sad thing, and my father had died, and I was in a lot of pain, and I'd gone straight into the Spice Girls from after my dad's death, and I felt so drawn to him, and I fancied him.
Where are angels in chains? Looking back the aftermath to burn it from the flame.
And I remember thinking, because there are all these really nice lunch tables, and I've got the other girls with me, and I'm thinking I need to lose these girls because I want to go and flirt with him by myself. And I was thinking, how can I shake him off? And I did. I shook the other girls off, and I went up to him, and I tried to give my best flirty eyes, like, hi. And there wasn't any energy, sort of that sexual energy back, but I was like, okay, he's not doing that back. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, but I was like, but we exchanged numbers, and I remember, I was really like, wow. And then we started to really chat a lot, and then he mentioned his boyfriend. I was like, what? I suddenly was like, I was so baffled. I was like, you've got a boyfriend? And then it all fell into place. I was like, okay, so what can be the next? If I can't be your wife, what can be the next best thing? So we became friends. I wouldn't have met you guys if it wasn't for George, because I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have written a song. I wouldn't have, asked to meet his people and share it with you. But it's almost like a gift. You've all given me like a gift of confidence and musicality, pushing me. It's it does feel like a little gift from Georgie lot. It feels really bittersweet being here because when he died, I didn't know what to do. You know, I was pregnant and I had all these feelings, and the only thing I knew to do was to write a song. And I was in the middle of writing some other songs. And then I went to the record company and I said, you know, here's my batch of songs, because, you know, there was about 5 of them. And they came back and said, this is great, but the one we love the most is Angels in Chains, the one about George. And I was like, really? Because that was my most vulnerable song. And then I felt kind of very sort of sensitive and awkward about it. And I thought, well, normally when I have a sort of a problem like this, I would go and knock on George's door and say, what do you think I should do? And he'd give me a very strong opinion. And he wasn't there anymore to do it. And I was like, this is just feels so, I didn't know what to do. And I thought, okay, I'm going to ring somebody that I know that has worked with him for many, many years. He worked, and that is Chris Porter. He'd worked from Wham and then up to Jesus for a Child. You know, and George is meticulous in his choices of who he works with. So I thought, you know what, this guy really must know his stuff. The fact that he's been around that long. And I played him the song and he said, Geri, I really want to work on this with you. And I was like, wow, okay, that's amazing. And then I called up Shirley Lewis. This is the backing singer from Father Figure, and she's worked with him all the way through his solo career. And I said to her, I explained the situation. She said, and she heard it, and she started crying, and she said, I want to do it too. And then there's Chris Cameron. He's been an MD and a pianist. Like, he worked on the beginning of Cowboys and Angels. You know that beautiful bit that we all know? You'd recognise instantly. Phil Palmer worked with George since 1988 on Listen Without Prejudice, and then for almost 30 years. And then there's Jay Henry, who worked with George, the last 10 years up till Symphonica, and so did Lucy. It was just like a very organic process, that all these different people that, you know, loved and worked with George, they were his musical family, wanted to be part of it. And then suddenly I found myself in a room with the most talented, supreme people, and it was the only way I can describe it. Is imagine if you're into jogging a little bit, and then suddenly you get to jog along with Usain Bolt. They were just at such an amazing level of musicians. I'm just like, wow. It feels like a very warm way to come together and say goodbye, but celebrate him as well.
Do it again. Do that again.
Understand me.
That is a lick from Father Figure. I'm a George fan. I was a George Michael fan from the beginning. That was first. And so I want to share that with other George Michael fans.
Heal the pain. Heal the pain. We're all angels in chains. Angels in chains. Heal the pain. Heal the pain. We're all angels in chains.
And I think music is a brilliant way of doing that. And just in this short time of working on this record with all these amazing people, I thought, actually, I've seen it in front of my own eyes, people, you know, crying and coming together and feeling better, and then moving into the joy of celebrating a life, focusing on the good stuff. And, you know, thank God we had him for that time. For whatever reason, he didn't stay as long as we wanted him to, but we had him then, and he gave us so many gifts.
Freedom. time to heal the pain. Heal the pain. Heal the pain. We're all angels in chains. Angels in chains. Heal the pain. Heal the pain. We're all angels in chains. Georgia, faith will never end. Father, finger, brother, friend. Understand me. You're dying to belong. I wonder where you've gone. The world could be cold or cruel. A gentleman, but not a fool. You left us singing, heal the pain. We're all angels in chains.
Girls, do you think I'm too old for bunches?
Hello, ladies. I'm ready.
Geri?
What? What is that?
Geri, we were all on the email.
We did say we are all going to be in black tuxedos.
Melanie.
Now, ask yourself, is that a black tuxedo?
Melanie.
I think you'll find you are in fact wearing a sparkly blue dress.
We're going on tour.
People
need to see it
to believe it.
Can you pass me that
Not Spice Girls and Geri.
Girls.
Melanie.
Seriously, we can't be falling out now if we're going on tour.
La 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 la.
Come on, girls.
La 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 la.
On the 5th of November 2018, the Spice Girls announced their reunion Spice World 2019 tour. Victoria Beckham would decline to join the girls due to commitments regarding her fashion business. The tour began in May and ended in June of 2019.
I'm hoping I keep my hair dry. I know I won't.
In November 2020, Geri debuted an original YouTube series, Rainbow Woman, which she wrote, directed and served as an executive producer. The docu-series followed Geri taking part in a number of different adventures, each containing some of the music that she'd been recording since 2015. Again, none of the music featured was ever released officially.
Taking so long to apologize. Part of messing up is part of growing up to read.
This is what it's about, your inner strength.
Despite rejoining Spice Girls on tour in 2019, it appears that Geri's passion for her own solo music has well and truly been extinguished. Fans wait in hope that either her material from 2015 does one day see an official release, or that Geri returns to the studio with the same passion and excitement that she had at the very start of her music career.
Do you know this, where this comes from? My 3-year-old son lifting him and doing that.
For now though, that door seems well and truly shut for good. Thanks for watching.